the JW convention, what we were told, happens after dark. So we're going to go over to the invite, the assembly invite for this year, and you can find that on jw.org. We looked at it earlier. You're invited to the Pure Worship Convention. So they have a 1 minute little thing here, so we're just going to play it.
People have a need to worship something, a higher power, themselves, other people, money. But how should we fill this need? What did Jesus say?
True worshippers must worship with spirit and truth.
The 2025 Convention of Jehovah's Witnesses continues the new video series, The Good News According to Jesus. Jesus alone is qualified to teach us how to worship God. The benefits are personal, immediate, and everlasting.
Every year, Jehovah's Witnesses release a promotional video for their annual convention. And it's filled with scenes of smiling families, spiritual encouragement, and a measure of moral purity. So that's what we just seen. It was a 1 minute clip, and it's beautiful, right? You know, a place of peace, personal growth. But some former insiders say there's a stark difference between the image and the reality. So what happens after the convention talk ends? What really goes on behind those closed hotel doors? Now, all of you guys remember what it's like to go to a convention. You know, for me, I had to pack my family up and drive 3 hours, rent a hotel in the big city of Edmonton, and we were from a small town. So it was a big expense, it was a big deal, and it was a big thing. So I got an email the other day from a person that wants to stay anonymous. We'll call him Robbie for now. It's not his real name. But he works at the hotel in Illinois, and this year nearly 50 rooms were booked by Jehovah's Witnesses attending a 3-day assembly. And this is, I guess it would be a district assembly, 3 days. But Bobby wasn't emailing to talk about the room service. No, he wasn't. According to him, every year it's the same. JW guests leave behind bottles of booze, adult toys, provocative costumes, and sometimes more. 1 year, a leather mask, a clown outfit were left behind, and you'll see them in the photos I'm about to show you. And other times, items too graphic to describe were found after the checkout. We don't even want to mention them. And he suspects some of the men are visiting sex workers while attending the assembly, and they're hiding the evidence before heading home to their families. So let's take a look at a little clip I put together, and then I'll tell you about the story I know of. Makes you wonder, but it doesn't. You probably know all kinds of stories. I'd appreciate hearing them in the comments. But I know personally of a story, and it's kind of unbelievable. The elder I knew personal, he ran the regional building committee. He was the head guy, head honcho. He was a trusted leader, but behind closed doors, he had a very different reputation. He was a regular at the noon hour gentlemen's club, they called them here. Where they have lap dancing and strippers and so forth while you have lunch or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't been to one. But because, elders' meetings are often confidential, his wife never suspected a thing. But one day while sneaking off, he ran into another JW, a brother, or ex-brother, working at the club, working as an electrician or something, contractor. Well, that was it. The story got out and he eventually was disfellowshipped. But it raises the question, how many others never get caught? Well, let's talk a little bit about the psychology of repression. Experts have studied what happens in high control religious groups when people are taught to suppress natural desires, especially sexual ones. Those feelings don't disappear. They go underground. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so we're just on JW.org here, Jehovah's Witnesses, and this is the place you go if you have questions. So let's say you're a teenager. You'll go to JW.org, you'll plug in masturbation, and you hit search, and up comes all of this stuff on masturbation and homosexuality. They say that it's JW.org says it's one of the same. That's what they say. Masturbation, how serious is it? They talk about it. It's God won't approve of you, so you really feel a lot of shame. Here, how serious is masturbation? Young people ask. I'm wondering if masturbation is wrong in the eyes of God. So these are all articles that Jehovah's Witnesses publish to discourage and tell the people, the kids, everyone, that it's all bad and they should have a bad conscience. They say it's spiritually unhealthy habit, and it instills an attitude that fosters self-centeredness and a corrupt mind. So that's what all the masturbators would think of themselves. They would read this, and why is it so hard to avoid masturbation? How can I conquer it? How can I fight the urge? How can I fight the habit? Is oral sex really sex? Questions from the readers. So these are all things that you'll find on JW.org. This is the type of stuff that they put their people through, especially the young people. So it's interesting when we start examining some of this stuff and we see how these high control groups use and suppress natural desires, especially sexual ones. Those feelings don't disappear. So they go underground. In 2011, a study in the archives of sexual behavior found that people from strict religious upbringings experience more sexual shame. But they're just as likely, if not more likely, to engage in the hidden or risky behaviors. And that's what repression does. It doesn't create moral purity. It creates double lives. And when you're away from home, anonymous in a hotel, surrounded by other people, playing the same role, the temptation to break free of the mask can be overwhelming. So high control systems and enabling secrecy, this isn't just a JW issue. It's a pattern in many high control systems. Catholic priests, mega church pastors, cult leaders. When an organization teaches that obedience equals holiness and questioning its rebellion, it creates fertile ground for secret sin. JW elders are treated like kings. Their meetings are private. Their authority is rarely challenged, and their wives are told not to ask questions. What could possibly go wrong? So maybe Bobby's story is true. Maybe it's exaggerated. But based on what I've seen, I believe him. And if it's happening at one convention, it's probably happening at others. And to anyone out there who's witnessed these double lives, or who's working to leave that world behind, you're not alone. This isn't about shaming individuals. It's about exposing the system that demands perfection in public and produces secrecy in private. If you got a story to tell, I'm listening.